Welcome to Jeffro's Game Room, and today I'm going to be doing a pretty cool modification to a Sega Genesis. Basically, I'm going to put RCA jacks on the back of it to help improve the sound and the video. And of course, going to give it a nice thorough cleaning. It's pretty dirty, as you can see. First, I'll get started by opening it up, and the main reason for doing this is because the original DIN AV cable only provides mono sound and a little bit of picture noise as well, whereas the RCA cables that I'll be using when we're all done are much higher quality, gold plated, and are going to also provide stereo sound, and I'll go a little more into how we're going to do that. Once it's opened up, just have to disconnect the power indicating LED, which is pretty easy. I'm just making it look hard. Alright, that's finally done. There's a bunch of dust and crap in there. Of course, we'll be taking care of that. And then we got to take off the heat shield for the main circuit board. Now that that is off, take all the screws out of it and put them aside. Make sure that they're separated so they don't get confused with any other screws. And there's a closer look at the inside of a Sega Genesis. It's pretty dirty. Make sure to clean all that out. And start by disconnecting the DC power supply. It's covered up with some masking tape or something. I want to get to the other side of the circuit board, so we're going to have to remove it from the bottom portion of the shell. There we go, it's out now after a bit of persuasion. And of course, more dust and dirt. So first I need to modify the shell so that the RCA jacks will be able to fit. That's all done. Now I'll have plenty of room to fit the RCA jacks. Just got to file down and make sure there's no sharp edges. Okay, now we can actually start putting the RCA jacks into the Sega, and just going to hot glue it. Hot glue is one of my favorite tools. It's very useful. You can do lots of things with it. And I'm making sure to use quite a bit. I don't want it to break free. I basically want to be able to put this in and not have to open it up again and have to fix it, of course. Okay, now on to the actual soldering. I'm going to start with the left and right audio. I'm going to be getting the audio from the headphone jack, which actually provides stereo sound unlike the DIN port at the rear. And also I'll be able to use the volume slider to control the volume of my audio. Now when you're soldering something, you want to make sure that that they're on there very nicely. You don't want them breaking free, of course, and just take your time and be thorough with it. Make sure you're doing a good job. You don't want it looking messy either. Now that we have that done, we'll connect them to the soldering points on the actual circuit board of the RCA jacks. Okay, that's all done. Nice and secure. And we'll just tuck them out of the way. And then we'll move on to the video. Now for the video, I'm getting the video signal from the DIN port, and the easiest way to find out where to solder to is basically I looked up online to see which pin on the DIN port provided the video signal, and then I just followed that pin down to the circuit board. Now this last wire is actually the ground, and the video and left and right audio will all be sharing the same ground. It's the same way that it actually works on the circuit board of the Sega itself, and a lot of devices that output audio and video work the same way. Now that those are both taken care of, they just need to be soldered to the circuit board of the RCA jacks. And just be mindful of which wire is the ground. I made this easy by just making one of the wires longer than the other. Okay, so the bulk of the modification is all finished with. Just got to finish the rest of it up. It's basically just putting it all back together and testing it out. Did have to remove some material off the heat shield, but that's not a big problem. Easy to take care of with the Dremel tool here. And also made sure that there wasn't any sharp edges. Don't want to be cutting ourselves. Now that fits nicely. Just have to screw it all down. This is taking longer than it should because I keep dropping the screws down into the bottom of the Sega. Okay, that's finally done. Just need to take some plastic away here so that it can be put together all the way. So the sandpaper actually broke off of that bit, so I just ended up switching over to a file bit, which is a little more effective. Okay, the modification's all done. I went ahead and reconnected the power indicating LED, and you also want to make sure that the power switch and the volume slider line up properly. Otherwise, they're not going to work, of course. And just got to put all the screws back in and give it a good test run. Okay, it's all ready to go, and I'm going to test it out with some Road Rash 3. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and keep coming back for more videos. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. And once again, thanks for watching.